Our First Peoples have taught us about the principles of coming together and developing consensus, particularly in difficult times. That is what we must do, and we must throw aside the politics of division that we have seen from our Prime Minister and bring forward the politics of unity and working together. We had 70,000 jobs lost in November. Think about that for a second. And yet we have a Prime Minister who says everything's okay. That was 3 times worse than the economists were predicting. We're in trouble here, and it's time to join hands and work our way through this crisis. In mills and factories, even in restaurants and service sector industries where people serve one another, they're being thrown out of work. And you know, last week, I think that families across Canada were hoping, they were waiting anxiously that the economic actions that would be announced by the government would give them some sense that there'd be some end to this. Because they watched other countries take action and they'd seen that nothing was happening here. And in fact, business and labor leaders together called for action. New Democrats and Liberals put forward ideas, constructive ideas. On election night, I said to Mr. Harper, we're ready to work together because you have a minority and you have to work with other parties. We'll do our part. But you know what he did? He simply turned his back. I met with him personally. I laid out in detail our ideas. We did it in public. We did it in Parliament. But then he had a chance to at least accept some of the best ideas Canadians were putting forward so we could work together. And what did he do? What did he do? He did worse than nothing. Because instead of an economic plan, Mr. Harper delivered an ideological plan. It was an ideological plan to start selling off public buildings. An ideological plan to kill off the opposition parties. An ideological plan to roll back workers' rights in labor negotiations. And an ideological plan to roll back women's rights. Not one of these plans would create a single job or protect a single pension. That's why it was such a disgraceful performance by our Prime Minister. The fact is, we now know that the #1 priority of Stephen Harper is his job and not yours. Look at